Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Elson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. Pope Francis celebrated Mass on April 4th, the transferred Feast of the Annunciation in the chapel of the Domus Santa Marta. The Latin Rite Church usually celebrates the angel Gabriel's Annunciation to Mary on March 25th, but transfers the feast when it occurs during Holy Week. In his homily, the Pope said that the day is the Feast of Yes. He said it is the perfect occasion to think about one's life and whether or not we always say yes or often hide with our heads down like Adam and Eve, not exactly saying no, but pretending not to know what God is asking. More news now from the Vatican. As we reported last week, Pope Francis's post-Synod Apostolic Exhortation Reflection on the Family and Family Life will be released April 8th. Rome Reports spoke with a member of the Pontifical Council for the Family who shared his thoughts on what we can expect from the document.
Amoris Laetitia is the name of Pope Francis's apostolic exhortation that will be released on April 8th. The Pope made this pastoral document with the conclusions of the two synods on the family, contained in the final report last October. It will be a good document that surely will devote ample space to speak of love, a hymn to love, spousal love, beautiful love, that is, the chaste love. It is expected to be a lengthy document in which the Pope will touch on issues that most concern the Assembly of Bishops, such as seeking new pastoral strategies to approach families and improving marriage preparations. A document that devotes time to the marriage preparation, perhaps with important decisions, and to Christian initiation, that is another major pending topic in the Church currently. The priest Guillermo Gutierrez thinks that the new text will not include a doctrinal shift, but a new pastoral response from the Church adequate for the challenges that families face in the 21st century. I don't think it's a document that will bring up highly relevant topics that have drawn an interest in building controversies surrounding the family, but rather a document to encourage families, because it is pastoral, to live their splendid vocation. The exhortation Amoris Laetitia is one of the most important documents of the Pope's pontificate. It will be initially published in Italian, French, English, German, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Looking now at news from around the country, 30 Catholic and faith-based institutions recently filed an amicus brief with a federal appeals court in support of the Clean Power Plan. The brief argues that the Environmental Protection Agency has the duty to protect human health from harmful pollution in ways outlined in the plan, which establishes federal limits on carbon emissions from coal-fired power plants. The filing came in the case of West Virginia et al. Versus U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Oral arguments in the case are scheduled for June 2nd. The regulation gives states broad authority in determining how to reduce power plant greenhouse gas emissions by 32% from 2005 levels by 2030. The emission reduction plan has been challenged in court by 27 states in the coal and power industry, all of whom argue that the EPA plan goes beyond the authority granted in the Clean Air Act. Back to the Vatican now. In honor of the Jubilee Year of Mercy and of Divine Mercy Sunday, Pope Francis prayed the Chaplet of Divine Mercy at a vigil prayer service this past Saturday in St. Peter's Square. During his remarks at the prayer service, the Pope proposed a special way to commemorate the year in every diocese. Rome Reports has more from the Vatican.
On Saturday afternoon, Pope Francis met with thousands of pilgrims in St. Peter's to pray the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. During this special Jubilee event, Pope Francis asked not to be tempted to speak of mercy without doing anything.
Può essere facile parlare di misericordia, mentre è più impegnativo diventare concretamente dei testimoni. Essa ci viene fatta conoscere come vicinanza e tenerezza, ma in forza di questo anche come compassione e condivisione, come consolazione e perdono.
More specifically, the Pope asked each diocese in the world to launch an ambitious charity this same year.
Che bello sarebbe che come un ricordo, diciamo un monumento di quest'anno della misericordia, ci fosse in ogni diocesi un'opera strutturale di misericordia, un ospedale, una casa di riposo per anziani, per bambini abbandonati, una scuola dove non ci sia, un ospedale, una casa per recuperare gli additti e tante cose che si possono fare.
The Pope celebrated the Divine Mercy Sunday Mass the next morning in St. Peter's Square. And during the praying of the Regina Coeli after the Mass, the Pope announced the Catholic parishes throughout Europe would be asked to take up a special collection April 24th as a sign of closeness and solidarity with people suffering because of the war in eastern Ukraine. The Pope said that the war has caused thousands of deaths and forced more than 1 million people to flee their homes. And finally in the news, Pope Francis met at the Vatican with Bishop Bernard Follet, head of the Traditionalist Society of St. Pius X, the SSPX. And the meeting took place as discussions continued between Vatican officials and leaders of the society. Other than the fact that the meeting took place, the Vatican released no other details. On its website, the SSPX said that Pope Francis had wanted a private and informal meeting without the formality of an official audience. After the 40-minute cordial meeting, it was decided that the current exchanges would continue. Talks aimed at fully normalizing the status of the bishops, priests, and faithful attached to the society have occurred with some pauses since 2000. The society is no longer considered to be in schism, and the excommunications of its bishops was lifted in 2009. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.